The public school system is unconstitutional. Let's give us some given facts. A lot of this, I'm not going to read it verbatim on this. It'll take too long. I want a short video on this. So the given facts. Government collects taxes from everybody. Government only funds the public school system and not those people outside the public school system for the K through 12 education. The public school system offers everybody the opportunity to go to the public school system. So they take people's money, they only give it to the public school system. The public school system offers to teach everybody. The parents who enroll their children in the public school system must allow the government to take over a lot of their civil liberties. Who their child's associated with, teacher-student relationship there. The parent does not have that choice anymore. What the child is learning, what worldview they're learning in. For 13,000 hours in the public school system, roughly about 1,000 hours per year, and that's the minimum. Any extracurricular activities, a little more. Government administrators exercise those rights that the parents must relinquish. They don't have a choice. They relinquish freedom of religion because their parents cannot control the religion, what religion or the lack thereof is taught during those 13,000 hours. 1,000 hours a year, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, 180 days a year, a couple months of break there. So government administrators take over those rights. Government administrators also exercise relinquish rights of selection of school. That's an innate right that any individual parent has over their child, what school they go to. Well, if you accept the government dollars that you paid for in your taxes, you have to give up that right of where your child's going to go to school. Of course, you can always move, but then that's not really a right when you have to move to another school, and then you can't move to any school or any area of government, any area of America, and have let's say a Catholic education or Protestant education or Jewish education and the like. The exercise of curriculum, they don't get to choose that. The parent doesn't get to choose that. Maybe they have some influence, but they don't get to choose it. If they go, let's say you have influence, but you lose, and they have a curriculum of oppression or hatred or whatever the case may be, totally outside of your moral framework. The pick of worldviews, the parent has to relinquish that. The school administrators, the government gets to do that. Let's see, the morals, the parental decisions on who their children are associated with. That's a that's a First Amendment right. Who you're associated with, very, very important. Now, obviously, we don't want to get into race and discrimination and the like that, but parents do have the right to associate with, and they hold that right for their children, who their children are going to associate with, and you have to give that up to accept the benefit of a government-paid education that you paid taxes to support that money, to support that fund, that government fund there. Government administrators teach in a secular environment, so that is against a lot of people's worldview, and many people sacrifice all that money that they paid into with taxes because they do not want their child taught in a secular worldview. For over 1,000 hours a year, and these are the most essential hours in a day to teach worldview. So when you are teaching academics, that's some of the most essential hours to teach the worldview the parent wants. So to have those 1,000 hours, you can't just go home and it's like, how was school today? Oh, let me deprogram you from all the things that they taught you. You were being undermined significantly. Now, it is essential to inculcate. That's a good word or a bad word. It's bad if you inculcate bad values. Good if you inculcate good morals. But parents should have the control of what's being inculcated. Good morals, bad morals, good philosophy, bad philosophy. But it's the parents hold that, And if they send them to the public school system, and that's the only way to get that public benefit of a government-funded education that you pay for with your own money, it's the only way you get that. So there's a lot of case law on this. But from 100 years ago in 1925, the court stated a fundamental theory of liberty upon which all governments of this union rest excludes any general power of the state to standardize its children by forcing them to accept instructions from public teachers only. That right there 100 years ago should have ended the public school system, or at least allowed them to have such strong school choice that you were never obligated to go to the public school system or lose that public benefit of a government-funded education. So it is overwhelming that this is true, that the public school is unconstitutional. And we got cases all the way up to this year, all the way throughout the 1900s, over the last 100 years, that enforce this. Why somebody in the courts have not decided to do this is beyond me. You can bring cases upon cases, and the court can just throw them out saying, oh, I'm not going to deal with this. So, a lot more to see here. Look at my page, The Public School System's Unconstitutional, at Haley2024.org, and you can see all the other case law that I listed. And I only listed a very few things, but it's so overwhelming that it's profound. Is how overwhelming it is that the public school system should be unconstitutional. Now, my solution, I never come to on a video like this showing only the problem. My solution is competitive school boards, where one school board has to stay secular, the other ones can go religion, and then each school board can educate their members. You select what school board you want to go to. The members elect the school board, the leaders of that school board, only within that membership. So you pick one that has a worldview that you want, and one can be consisting totally of private schools. One can be consisting of homeschoolers. So you have a lot of different options. So you can have total parent control, or go into private schools or the like, and they deal with the budget and the like. So there's a lot more freedom in that. Very, very low unconstitutional aspects of that. It opens it up. That competitive school boards takes away almost every aspect of unconstitutional system that there is, only to the point where it becomes the state's interest in making sure there's educated children is high. So there has to be some infringement somewhere, but it opens it up so much that parents can pretty much educate their children without having educational neglect, put it that way. Anyway, a longer video than I thought. Let's just end it here until the next video.